So, ang sasabihin ko, kasi parati natin sinasabi yung coordinated behavior. Eh kapag eleksyon, talagang coordinated yan. Sasabihin ko na yung totoo. Ako may hinanakit, dyan sa mga takedown na yan noong March 2019. Maraming fan pages ng mga Marcos loyalist ang nadali dyan. Hindi namin hawak. They're not registered with the COMELEC because we have absolutely no control over these groups. And at the same time, we actually were mystified why they were taken down. They were like basic fan pages. But naturally, in the midst of a campaign, their actions were probably what could be called coordinated. So isa yun. At yung ikalawa, yung laging daing ng ating administrasyon, kung bakit yung fact-checker na ginagamit ng Facebook, yung dalawang tanyag na media na bumabatikos kay Presidente Duterte sa kada kilos halos, yung Rappler at yung Vera Files, bakit itinatag yan bilang gatekeeper, ika nga? So, I think the politicizing question becomes very, very confused. Are there any insights into this problem? Yung tinatawag na fact-checker ng iba't ibang social media platforms.
Madam Chair.
Yes. Okay, I think Professor Ong muna, and then is that Yusek Mani who called?
Yes po, ma'am.
Sige. Si Professor Ong lang muna po.
Sure. Just to give an insight to other challenges in the region. So Facebook partners with fact checkers not just in the Philippines but in other countries, and there are some cases in which fact checkers have become much more explicit with their political alignment in other countries, such as India, where the fact check industry has kind of flourished, and they're able to kind of admit to their political alignment that they will only fact check politicians of a certain party. So there are those dangers. At the same time, we also have to recognize that journalists and fact checkers have done incredible work when it comes to fact checking and keeping politicians honest with regard to COVID, with regard to medical misinformation. So they have done a lot in terms of deepening our understanding around that. At the same time,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that we don't need fact checkers. We absolutely require them. Yes.
Yeah, and we in the academe also say that we also and here's where we can also contribute in term our expertise in political communication, that sometimes correcting disinformation as narratives rather than just as individual bad actors might be more effective. Dahil paminsan, kung fina-fact check mo isang influencer, isang account, you end up popularizing, parang mas marami pang tao will become curious kung sino sila, and that will expand the reach of a very dangerous false claim. So to understand, to contextualize a false claim as an entire narrative is more strategic. And when it comes to the electoral process, nakita natin ito sa US, parang narratives around the electoral process itself, whether we can trust the process and the outcome of the process. That is something that COMELEC should be paying attention to. Parang disinformation that undermines the process of elections and the integrity of your organization and your independence. And that's something that, again, academics, journalists, and multi-stakeholder approach could help strengthen and provide support to you.
Yes, I think the whole simplistic system of fact-checking as it operates today is inadequate, and a multi-stakeholder approach, dimensionally involving academics, traditional media, and stakeholders would probably be better rounded and more comprehensive. So, Yusek Mani lang, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll give some examples as well, so para mas maging malinaw yung gagawin yung aking description. So, yung unang question niyo, ma'am, yung posible bang, ang nangyayari ngayon, posibleng nagkaka-take down sa certain campaign websites as we're moving towards the 2022 elections and
Yes.
magsasuffer ng certain parang a bit of injustice, mafe-feel mo na parang may certain injustice yung campaign site mo, campaign page mo pwedeng ma-take down. Explain ko lang a bit how the Facebook CIP works sa pagkaintindi ko. So, posibleng tama naman ang pahina mo, ang page mo, that's a legit page. Pero pag napapansin po kasing may coordinated inauthentic behavior, meaning to say, marami-raming mga fake accounts, hindi nyo kagagawan yon. May mga fake accounts na nagla-like, or nagpo-post doon sa legit page mo, pwede kayong ma-take down. Hindi dahil sadya mo yon, pero kung hindi, baka may nag-like lang ng whatever. So, ang gagawin po ng DICT ngayon, ma'am, in accordance with it, for the next few months is we're also helping government agencies, and it's also open to others, an education on how to properly manage the pages based on the new extensive guidelines of Facebook's inauthentic behavior. Wala tayong magagawa dahil yun yung kanilang patakaran. So, ang atin is para matulungan ang mga government agencies and even individuals maintaining their pages na hindi basta-bastang mas-CIB ng Facebook. Ituturuan natin, paano ba ngayon gumagana, paano mo na ba dapat minamanage ang pahina mo? Wala
Yusek Manny, anong maipapayo mo sa ating mga AFP at PNP na tinake down noong September? Ano sila magbabago na hindi sila tatawaging coordinated inauthentic behavior?
Ay, hindi po nila po yun kasalanan, ma'am. Posible pong ang tutulong po namin ngayon sa AFP at PNP, ang lahat ng yon is tuloy-tuloy po ang ating education based on these new guidelines. So, kumbaga, we have to start working within the rules of this.
Wala bang karapatan ng AFP at PNP gamitin ang social media sa kampanya laban sa CPP-NPA, halimbawa?
Meron po, ma'am. All the more po na dapat, ma'am. We do that, ma'am. We are in full support of that.
Ano yung violation nila? Bakit sila na-take down? Sa pakiwaring ninyo, tama ba yung ginawa ng Facebook?
Ay, hindi po ako privy doon sa particular violations na yan, ma'am. Ang akin po, ma'am, is yung moving forward.
Diba? Kasi nga, inauthentic behavior, noong September, tapos siyempre, todo alma, at ang gobyerno, galit na galit kung bakit bawal sa kanila gumamit ng Facebook, samantalang ang lahat ng sinasabing leftist, insurrection, ewan ko ba, lahat ng rebelde, talagang kalat na kalat, talamak ang kanilang recruitment sa Facebook pages. Anong masasabi ninyo? I don't know, Professor Ong, can you weigh in on this?
So, and this is a frustration of academics, and I'm sure, it sounds like government officials are equally frustrated that Facebook needs to be sharing their data, needs to be showing their methodologies when it comes to these takedowns, in also as a way to kind of neutralize accusations that they're being partisan. So, nagkaroon nga ng takedown, and ang tanong namin as academics when they did that was, bakit ngayon lang? And ano yung timing nila was this happened before the US elections and over a year after itong mga accounts na to supposedly nag-influence ng discussions nung 2019 elections natin. So those kinds of questions, wala tayong transparency around that, and that's why nagkakaroon nga ng tech clash na parang nasaan ba yung accountability and responsibility ng Facebook. And that's why, again, the multi-stakeholder approach is necessary here. Multiple sets of eyes in order to look at the same set of data, in order for us to establish those checks and balances.
Yes, I think there's always been this exaggerated linkage between fake news and national security. Medyo parati yan ng dahilan sa magkabila, at siguro isa pang kinakailangan liwanagin ng ating mga academics sa pag-aaralan ng maigi. There have also been professors who have indicated that there's a real threat of a China candidate or even two Manchurian candidates. So, ito yung kinatatakutan natin. Perhaps it's high time that we do, in fact, come up with a bill explicitly defining foreign interference as indicated in our Constitution, as indicated as well in our election laws, and providing more powers to a new task force. Hindi naman ito department na saksakan ng laki, pero siguro maliit lang na pagtitipon-tipon dahil bagong-bago pa itong area na ito at kinakailangan na liwanagin. Nang unti-unti, syempre very conservative. I agree with Professor Ong as well as with the COMELEC that we study this thoroughly and move very, very judiciously and prudently.